Particular workout, we're going to be working out with our 12-kilo dumbbell set. So you get 3 lots of dumbbells in that set. You've got the largest weight here, the second weight down, so 4, 3, and then this is 1. And we're going to be working out with all of them in the workout today. Just a short little workout, 10 minutes only, but it's going to hit everything important that it needs to. So we're going to get started just with a couple of movement patterns, just trying to get some blood flowing through the legs. So I'm lifting my knees up high, and then I'm going to kick my bum. I'm going to move my arms around, so big movements through the shoulder joints. Get lots of blood flowing, and then a big twisting through for my torso. Remembering that I'm going to start to really push some serious blood and effort around my body when I start my workout. So I'm starting with lunges. Working my biggest muscle groups. The lower part of my body has the biggest muscle groups, so I'm holding on to the biggest weights. Feet at shoulder hip distance apart, depending on how you feel. Big forward step, land on your heel, make sure your knees tracking out over your toes. Drop that knee down to the ground and push back. So land confidently, sink as deep as you feel okay to, squeeze your bum and push back. So your body goes through a big up-down phase. And it's important when you do this that you keep your eyes on the horizon. So you keep your head up, your chest up, and then your body just lowers straight up, straight down. So you're not tipping forward at all. You've just got your body in a nice clean position. I'm just holding these dumbbells on my hips because it feels comfortable, but you could hold them perhaps on your shoulders if that felt better. You could probably even cross them over your heart. So if you found that it was a little bit easy for you to step forward and you wanted a different challenge, you could step back. And when you step back, you're going to land on your toes and drop the back knee down. Same deal, you want to step back confidently. The back knee drops straight down and the body stays upright. So that's me for the lunges. I'm going to drop these weights, come down a level into my bench press. So I'm going to lie down on the ground, take my arms out so that my shoulders are level to, or my elbows are level to my shoulders. And then holding the dumbbells, I just squeeze with my chest and push up. And then lower back down. The good thing about doing bench press on the ground is that you don't drop your arms too low. You've got great alignment straight away. If you're on a bench and you're doing bench press, just making sure that your elbows don't drop much lower than your shoulder line. So a couple of people have asked me in terms of breathing, how do you breathe when you're doing your exercises? So you want to breathe out on the hardest part of the movements, where the muscles work the most. So I breathe out here, and I breathe in on the easiest part. Breathe out on the hard part, breathe in on the easy part. When you're doing your bench press, you want to keep your knuckles facing the sky so that your wrists stay aligned with the rest of your forearm. You're not putting huge pressure on your wrist joints. And of course, if you do find that the weight is too heavy, you can drop it down a level. And conversely, you can go up if you find it's not heavy enough. When you're done, put the weights over to one side, roll to one side, and come on up. I'm actually going to keep hold of these weights for my next exercise, which is a bent over row. Feet, shoulder to hip distance apart. Chest stays up, and I just hinge my bum back so my spine stays nice and long. And I'll let the arms hang. So they're a deep weight, yeah? And then I squeeze my shoulder blades together and pull my elbows back behind me and lower down. So inhale and then exhale. Inhale and exhale. So what I'm really trying to do is exhale on that tough part of the movement. I'm pulling up against gravity, squeezing, 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 and then lowering down. So the hardest part of the movement, pulling weights up against gravity, working my back body or my posterior chain. Other things to think about here is I'm keeping my deep core engaged. I do that by pulling my tailbone forward and up into the front of my pelvis. Like the tip of my tailbone wants to pull up towards my belly button. And then I knit my front bottom ribs down to meet that lifted tailbone. So that engages through the deep core and the outer core as well. All right, what's my next move? I come up, I have a little look. Mat raise, no bicep curls. All right, I'm going to ditch these weights and go a little bit lower. So for my bicep curls, I'm going to hold them with an easy grip in my hand. You can hold both your thumbs around with your fingers, or you can hold the other way, whatever feels good. Sit your weight back into the center of your leg line, eyes on the horizon, and you lift and lower. So I'm lifting the muscle, or I'm lifting the bicep. Oh, one more time. Lifting the barbell or dumbbells up through my biceps rather than dropping my biceps down to the weight. So that's why I want to keep my eyes on the horizon and keep my chest up. Breathing out on the way up, breathing in on the way down. Remember why? Because I'm pulling the weight up against gravity. That's the hardest part of the movement. I'll get one more of those in. And then I believe I'm into mat raises. Yes, I am. I love these. These are for my shoulders. And I like it because it's kind of two moves in one. So I bend one elbow and I extend the other arm. And then I change sides. So you'll notice that I don't pull higher than my shoulder line. I'm just going up to my shoulder line and then back down. Trying to keep my shoulders themselves relaxed as much as I can. What I mean by that is I don't do this and hunch and lose my shoulders, yeah? I want to keep my shoulders relaxed down my back and then contract. That way I've got my alignment safe, or my alignment sorted, so I'm safe while I engage and squeeze the muscles. Again here, core on nice and strong, so remember that scoop of the tailbone forward and up, and then the knitting of the front ribs down to meet the tailbone. Alrighty, I am onto my kickbacks, tricep kickbacks. So I'm actually going to come down onto the floor for this. Now if you are happy with this weight, you just do a single weight. If you want it a little bit stronger, remember you've also got the option to double up your weights, provided you can hold them safely. And I'm just going to kick back, as the name suggests. My kickbacks are just that. I hug my elbow in tight, and I kick back until I feel the back of my upper arm working. So I do about 5 on each side. I'm just swapping over here because I know my time is ticking away. And again, I'm thinking about core on nice and strong. I'm also keeping my gaze down on the floor so my neck is nice and long to the rest of my spine. So I'm not like this, and I'm not like that. Just nicely aligned. On the side. Alright. So last but not least, I am going to hit my core specifically. So I'm going to grab, I think, my middle line weights. These are called Russian twists. Now, if you've got a dodgy back and your health professional said you don't do these, then please don't. If your back's feeling okay, if your core's on nice and strong, I hold my weights in here, and I'm just going to rotate and twist from side to side. So leaning back has my core engaged, but you can see when I'm leaning back that I'm keeping my chest up. Leaning back is not this, yeah? Chest up, nice long spine, and then the twist hits my obliques. So I'm hitting my rectus abdominis, pelvic floor, and the deep core of transverse abdominis just by leaning back, and then the obliques, the side abdominal muscles, I get those in my rotations. And that's it for the work. I'm going to put those away. I'm going to give myself a little stretch. Of course, if you've got longer, you can take longer. So arms extend, I reach my legs down, then I'm going to sweep my arms up, so get a big flush through that movement of my shoulders, lifting up and away from my feet, so I stretch my spine, or stretch my core, and then I hug my knees up and take that rotating action. can stay here for a little bit and sleep my spine flush. Completely normal if your spine makes a noise, like goes crack, crack, crack when you twist it like this. You haven't broken anything, your spine's just making some noise. I'm going to roll right the way over, come up onto my hands and knees. Take one leg forward, knee over ankle, scoop my tailbone, reach up and lean across, pull down and stretch my triceps. That's my little marker, my seconds pro telling me I'm done, but we're just going to finish off. Make sure that we're even. Lean forward, scoop the tailbone, reach up and across, cut triceps. And then one last little bit of action. I'm going to take one arm out, grab hold of one foot, pull it in, and then push down hard into my hand, pushing out for a flexed hand on the free or standing arm, or the lengthened arm, so I hit my biceps. So upper and lower body together there. And that'll about do us, I do believe. Shake my legs out. Feeling good. Thank you so much for joining us. If you do have any questions, feel free to yell them out in your comments, and we'll do our best to answer them after this video finishes. See you next time.